Hello, everybody. Today's short is coming to you from 2 Corinthians 5:10. For we all have to appear before the judgment seat of Messiah in order for each one to receive according to what he has done in the body, whether good or evil. So I hear a lot of Christians say that, once we're saved and blah, 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 we don't have to get judged. And reading through the Bible the 3 times that I have, I don't know if I agree with that. I think, and I was talking with my wife about this. Now, of course, Yeshua paid for our sins. He made it so that, remember, what is sin? 1 John 3:4. Sin is basically engaging in lawlessness, not keeping the Torah, the law. Sorry, that's just what it is. That's the New Testament definition. And our wages for that is death. So when we get judged, we won't have to suffer the second death, which is the big boy, the one you don't want to be in. However, I think that, because remember, this isn't the first place. 2 Corinthians 5:6, this isn't 16 or 10, sorry. This isn't the first place that says we're going to be judged for our works, for our deeds. I mean, it's in Revelation a bunch of times. It's in the Old Testament. It's all over. It's all over. So I guess where we're kind of wondering, right? I guess is the best term?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what
sure.
exactly the judgment and I guess consequences is what we're focusing on is going to entail. And I guess the one thing we came up with is Paul speaks of 3 levels of heaven. Maybe depending on what you did, you get access to different levels. I mean, I know it sounds kind of weird, but it's just working with what I'm given here. Because I do remember there was a verse, I wish I could remember where it was, where I think it was Yeshua. Remember he was talking about, and it was something pretty bad, like, where people mislead others, like followers. And I remember the term, they will be thought of as least in heaven.
Yes.
And what they did was pretty bad. So I'm like, but wait a minute though. But that means that even though they did that bad thing, they're in. So between that and this and where, you're going to get judged, so what was your position? Do you think it's going to be an access to different levels of heaven thing?
Possibly. I'm not 100% on anything.
Because we also think of the traditional, argument of, well, let's say a rapist murderer, repents on his deathbed, 1 minute before. I mean, technically, if it's really in his heart, he's in. But then people are like, well, that's bullshit. If he killed a bunch of people and I was good my whole life. And I don't know how it works. I don't know if the second from again, right, we're getting into total
that's a mystery. That's a mystery that will be revealed when we're there.
What I'm getting into now, you can totally disregard if you'd like. The near-death experiences, from what I hear from pretty much every one of them, is the second you croak, you just feel a whole bunch of love and acceptance. And I wonder if you just immediately are like, I totally don't care what happened on Earth. I'm over it. I'm here now. It's like, who cares? And you're not all about that motherfucker, so maybe there's that, and maybe it's none of our business anyway. I guess it's only between us and Yeshua for our lives and the murderer, and so there's that. Maybe they have to be like janitors in heaven. They have to clean the toilets.
That might be 3rd level.
So yeah. That's kind of, we're just, having some fun conversation.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out.
We don't know. We're not taking it seriously.
No, I mean, just some questions that pop up in my mind, So if anybody has any opinions on it, I was going to say insight, but no one alive has really insight into this. If you have any opinions, maybe this can be a video that doesn't turn into the typical comment section of, because I usually do videos on the law and work. So yeah, people are pretty civil.
Fights,
but pretty strongly debated, strongly worded posts. Yeah, so this is just kind of one more for fun. If you have an opinion, let me know.